The bilges of my fishing boat are quite disgusting. In hot weather they're totally rank, and the reason for this is that 2/3 of the boat are open to the elements. So we get rainwater, we also get bird droppings, various bits of bait, broken biscuit, spilt cups of tea, and as well as all this, of course, oil drips and diesel drips. So it's a job to keep the bilges really clean. But it is a working boat, but I'm going to endeavour to see if we can smarten this up, because ultimately this goes over the side. Although I do take the trouble of emulsifying any oil with a washing up liquid. So looking at the engine, let's see if I can pan this up. This is the sort of thing that seems to be giving trouble. Zoom in a bit more. This is the oil filter. It's all a bit mucky, and this sender at the top here, as you can see, is dribbling oil. This isn't part of the original engine, someone's put this in, but haven't made a wonderful job. I put a span around this the other day, and the whole sender goes around, so there's no captive nut or there's no lock washer or whatever, so I'm going to have to take the whole assembly off, and we'll cure that leak, and that'll be one of many. I've removed the filter housing. Here's the actual housing and the sender on top, and it looks like some form of nut in there, which there's no captive or washer underneath it, complete with oil filter. So I'll take this home and do a proper job. We'll clean it up, we'll put a new oil filter on. It probably needs it because this was the one when I changed the oil, and that's got to be a good 6 months ago. So we'll put a new filter on and we'll sort out this drip. I've taken the filter off and brought it in the workshop. If I put that little light on and shine it down into the casting, you should be able to see, I've slackened it a bit, but there's a nut at the bottom of this sender in this channel, and it's very, very close to the edge of the casting. One side hasn't been put in the middle. Same guy put that in, I suppose, who put the hatch in my dinghy. But it won't be difficult to put a screwdriver down one side and just simply tighten the whole thing up. But if it comes loose again, we're in the same problem. So while I've got it here, we'll do the job properly. Next, I've taken a steel washer and drilled out the centre to fit over the thread of the pressure sender. I've placed the washer in the vise, and I know I shouldn't do this with two hammers, but I just want to turn over and put a flat on this washer. To bend up the tab, like so. Now hopefully that will sit inside, and this will occupy the slight gap that's missing and prevent the nut from turning round. That's the plan. Well, okay, it was a simple fix, but it's all it took. All the more reason why it should have been done that way in the first place. I've fitted the filter, and on the way back from the boat called in a boot sale, and I saw this electric drill, and it was a bit late in the day, and I suppose hundreds of people must have seen it, but I picked it up and the guy says it's £1. he says it does go. I thought, well, I can't go wrong for £1. It's a Wolf Sapphire. It's only 360 watt motor, but it drives into an alloy gearbox and comes out at 700 RPM at the end. It's a 1/2 inch chuck, or 13mm if you like, a proper chuck, not one of these keyless things that jam up or slip and mangle up the end of your drill bits, complete with the key for £1. And the video doesn't show this, but it's a heavy, solid and an absolute dream. It's silky smooth and I can't get over it. I asked myself, well, was the guy hard up for £1? Well, I shouldn't think so. Did he only value it at that? Because it is quite old. It's one of the earlier double insulated ones, but I've got older drills. I must have 20 odd electric drills alone. But I couldn't resist it at £1. There were people walking around with ice creams at £1.70, or others spending £2 and £3 on some disgusting burger that they were stuffing in their faces. Why is it always fat people are eating these? Oh, I've just answered my own question, haven't I? But why does it look as though they got dressed in the dark? I'm no oil painting, look. But anyway, while I was feeling very superior and smug with myself and really chuffed at my purchase, I thought I'd pop into B&Q hardware store, and it's a place I avoid normally. We'll leave it at that. But I thought, well, I will, just in the interests of research, go and look at the prices of drills. And they had a whole wall full of these things, ranging from their in-house cheapie, about 30 odd quid odd, up to the Makitas and JCBs, and at about 170, 175. And do you know what? I wouldn't swap this for any one I saw on display. I come across this all the time, and I'm not sure what's the thinking behind people. I think a lot of people are very weary of electrical goods. They have no means of testing them, and they think they may have been burnt out or whatever. But the chuck and the key alone surely must have been worth £1, to say nothing with the plug at the end of the lead. And just using a bit of detective work, it's not too difficult. I've very rarely come across a bummer. So it's worth looking at these things. So, really chuffed. Did I say it was £1? While I was there the other day, my little TV monitor packed up, so I picked up another one. There it is, there. That was £2, and it came with instruction sheet, it came with remote, has a SCART lead on the back. It's quite modern. I don't use it as a tally, but it's absolutely ideal as a monitor, so I can see that I'm actually in shot. So all in all, I've had a good day.